Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 21 of the In From Japan podcast. As always, I'm your host, Erroll Moss, alongside my co-host, the the phenomenon from Suriname, Jason Corder. Jeez, it's always something. I'm not gonna re-record that.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. The podcast where we talk about the latest news on Japan-developed games and other things in relation to them. Honestly, I should have switched that. Oh well. Available on Spotify. Jesus Christ. Spotify, Podbean, and YouTube. Spotify is something else.
Take a breath, man. Take a breath. We'll get there.
As always, we're going to start with the games we've been playing. So I've been playing a bit more Final Fantasy XIV before my subscription is up. I think I mentioned on the last episode when Matt was on that they give you a potion that lets you change your
what's
race.
it called again?
It's called Fantasia. And you get it after beating the base game. And I changed my race from what's it called? Mikote to Hrothgar, because that's what I wanted to be originally, but I didn't have the expansion.
Oh, okay.
Since they're both cat people, it's like
does it change anything for the game, or is it just the same experience, just cosmetically different?
I think it's just cosmetically, really. I don't know if there are stat changes specifically. If there are stat changes, it's nothing major. And then I tried to start playing Wonderful 101 on PC. Unfortunately, the controls are weird and make the game a lot harder.
Aren't you playing with a controller?
Yeah, but because of how it was on the Wii U, it's like you have to. It's weird how they have you draw shapes with the right stick, and I don't know, it just feels weird. I want to keep playing it, but it's just I gotta get used to the controls. Because I'm still using the mouse for certain functions because I can't figure out how to do it on the controller because it doesn't tell you how to.
Can't you? Did you get it on Steam? I'm pretty sure there's a Steam community page with a guide on how to.
Yeah, I should look that up. Yeah. Otherwise, I really like it because it's very much has a bunch of It's still, even though the characters didn't keep their Sentai inspired designs. They kept a lot of tokusatsu tropes, when I don't know if you've seen Japanese tokusatsu stuff, but when there's somebody activates something and there's a narrator that explains what's going on real quick, like this item allows this person to this, it does that, but when it pauses, it's self-aware. So if there's a character in focus on screen, they kind of struggle to stay still, or just stuff like that. And it's okay, I like this game. It's just I got to get used to the controls. And then the one other thing is Fantasy Star Online 2, which I've had a lot of
real quick. How come you chose the Steam version of Wonderful 101 instead of the Switch or PS4 version?
Because the Switch version doesn't run very well, apparently, and the PS4 version, I didn't really hear anything about the PS4 version. I only heard stuff about the PC and Steam versions.
Gotcha.
And also, it's easier to get it if I get a new computer rather than who knows how PS5 and all that will work.
Gotcha.
Or Switch, where I could just potentially lose the save file. But yeah, otherwise I also started Fantasy Star Online 2, but a lot of trouble with that. First, the Microsoft Store wasn't working, because this whole time I thought I had a problem, that I couldn't download Game Pass. Then I did this, but then I found out Microsoft Store wasn't able to install anything. So I used this WS reset command after looking up all these other things that didn't work, and then that finally worked. But then once I downloaded it, it was in Japanese.
That's strange.
So I reinstalled and I uninstalled and reinstalled, and then it was in English. But now it's like you have to fiddle with the settings a bunch to get it like full screen and get it a certain certain graphical quality and this other stuff that they don't tell you because the default controls are weird. I couldn't even move in the intro at first because pressing the WASD keys, which are supposed to let you move, would just open the chat.
That's strange.
Well, it's a setting that they don't tell you about.
Huh.
You have to go into, so it doesn't do that. Otherwise, you just have to hold the control key down while pushing those buttons. And then I can't get my controller working on it at all, or my DualShock 4 rather. Maybe it's a problem with the controller itself, but
that is strange.
But a lot of people have been having problems with it. There's a PC Gamer article here. Phantasy Star Online 2 launched marred by how shitty. That is the actual title. The Windows Store is.
Yeah, it's also probably due to the fact that Fantasy Star Online is an older MMO, like a generation older, I guess. And there are probably problems due to migrating from that system to current systems. I'm just guessing.
This is more complaining about the Windows Store, but yeah, the Windows Store has problems too.
Yeah.
It's just a mess. Like the Xbox, the beta, when people were playing the beta on Xbox, there didn't seem to be that many problems. So
I mean, consoles are practically plug and play. On PC, you're usually going to have to fiddle with settings and launchers and hardware and whatnot. So, yeah.
That's true. So I hear you've been playing some Final Fantasy 14 finally as well?
I finally, wink wink, got my chance to play Final Fantasy 14 because Square Enix was nice enough to make it like the starter edition free on PlayStation 4 for a period of, I guess, 4 days. And I couldn't play it on my normal account because only God knows why. So luckily I had my backup account. I installed it there and started playing. And I've been having a bit of fun. I mean, it's littered with fetch quests and.
Oh yeah, especially the
base game.
The base game is.
I mean,
a lot of fetch quests.
I could just skip all of it and get straight to the main story, but my JRPG OCD kicks in, and I just have to check off everything I see on my map.
You don't want to.
Yeah,
do
my
that.
brother was screaming at me like, "No, don't! You'll be stuck here forever." So, I'm trying to find a balance between it all. I'm guessing the thing I'll do is I'll do the main story quests, and if I see that I'm underleveled, I'll dip into the side quests.
What did you decide? Well, because with the leveling stuff, you have to make sure you're, especially for main story quests, because sometimes you'll be 1 or 2 levels behind, and you won't be able to access that main quest yet. So you need to either do some of your catch up on your job quest, or just do some side quests, or some fates.
Yeah, that's definitely what I'm going to be doing. And so far so good. I'm at level 11 now. I think I picked.
Okay, but what race and class?
I was getting to that.
A
Lalafell Conjurer.
Oh. Well, I got one part right.
I took the Lalafell because I thought, hey, this is adorable. Why not? Like, in every other thing, I'll probably take the base race, base gender. And yeah, I'm usually a human. One of those people. I told you from the beginning, I have very basic-ass tastes in anything. Though I must say that on my original account for Final Fantasy 14, I had a Mikote Archer, and that was a female Mikote, I guess. But for this one, I chose a Lalafell, a male Lalafell conjurer, who's probably going to become a white mage, because I hear tanks and white mages are in short supply in Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah, that's why that's why I'm a tank and my friend that I play with is a healer. Healer is a stressful job, though.
But I like being.
I like feeling stressed out when I play games.
I enjoy being in the back of the battlefield, engaging from afar. So I think I'll be fine for now. And contrary to what I thought originally, I do have like attacks. It's not like me being only a healer.
Yeah.
I have earth element attacks and probably fire elements.
You don't use them that often, as your healer.
I mean,
the rest of the party.
Probably not.
It's kind of the attacks are more for like the quest to get you.
Definitely.
More for the story quest, really.
So yeah.
Until you get holy is pretty crazy, but that's
and you can change jobs pretty easily in the game. If ever I find that being a healer is too much work, I'll just switch. That's my report from Final Fantasy 14. I've also just today I bought, played, and beat Sayonara Wild Hearts.
Nice, but
it's not a Japanese game, but it's definitely inspired by Japanese media.
When I first saw stuff about it, definitely gave me some Persona 5 vibes.
I was thinking more Sailor Moon, in the transformation scenes
that too.
and the poses, whatnot.
The only reason I haven't gotten it is because it's only like an hour long, and I just feel like I can't justify.
Well, it was on
that
till today for $10.
Was it on? Wait, it was never on. Was it ever on Game Pass?
I'm not sure. As far as I know,
I feel like that's a game that could have been on Game Pass. Maybe it wasn't.
Only
now that I got Game Pass working.
I think it's only on Switch and PS4. I might be mistaken.
That also, I'm not sure. I'll have to check that later.
Well, let's see. What else? A little bit of Animal Crossing, a little bit of Chrono Trigger.
I didn't even play that today. I've been like playing every other day now because I'm just like.
More or less the same for me, but that's also because my full-time job is keeping me from playing all that much. So
the world is keeping me from playing because I just feel depressed. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
But also not that kidding.
Easy there. So that's what I've been playing this week.
Okay. I had something else to say about all that, but I completely forgot what it was. I guess it didn't matter.
We'll get back to it for sure.
Maybe. Alright, now it is time for the J-List, where we talk about recent video game related movie and TV news. And we actually got a handful of things today. So, this goes with some later announcement, but the Dragon Quest The Adventure of Dai anime, which is a remake of the anime that was never properly concluded, which is based on the manga of the same name, begins airing in October. And the main voice cast was announced. I don't know any of these seiyuu, these voice actors, because they're Japanese voice actors, but I'm sure they've been in other stuff. According to Dragon Quest series creator Yuji Horii, while the original Dragon Quest The Adventure of Dai anime ended halfway into the series, I'm looking forward to be able to complete it this time. And there's a little teaser trailer. More on that a little later. Paramount, man, it's always like one word right now.
Wait.
Paramount.
I have to get back to the Dragon Quest one, or are you gonna be talking about that in the game news?
Yeah, I'll once we get to, we'll get to it when we get to it. That's a little tease. Sonic the Hedgehog. Wait, Paramount officially confirmed Sonic the Hedgehog movie sequel. Distracted me with Dragon Quest. How dare you?
You like it?
Yeah. One of the many. Paramount Pictures has confirmed that a Sonic the Hedgehog movie sequel will be produced. I still haven't seen the first one. No details beyond that have been confirmed or even. Yeah, I haven't seen the first one yet.
Okay.
I'm not that big of a Sonic fan. I heard it was entertaining and fun. I just haven't seen it yet. I'll get around to it. I heard it wasn't as good as Detective Pikachu.
I'd share that opinion too.
I'm gonna switch these stories. Next story: Kingdom for the J list. Kingdom Hearts TV show reportedly coming to Disney Plus. This is a bad idea.
Why is that a bad idea?
Dude, the Kingdom Hearts story doesn't make any sense in the games. It's not going to make any more sense in a TV show.
It does make sense in the game if you simplify it to good versus bad and friendship saves us all. I mean, there's a deeper...
This is from Matt Perslow over at IGN.
Yeah, I mean, there's a deeper story, but you don't have to get that much into it.
TV show adaptation. Somebody named Amri Kaya, she said on Twitter, I was originally going to publish this as an exclusive article, but apparently a few other insiders have heard about it too, so I'm just going to tweet it out, I think. There's a Kingdom Hearts series in the works at Disney Plus. Disney originally wanted to make it, but that didn't work out, so Square Enix was asked to create a pilot using Unreal Engine. The series is most likely not live action, but CG animated. They're currently casting. But doesn't that just...
What?
Like CG animated, how? Is it going to look like the game? Because then you could just watch the cutscenes of the game.
What if it will be exploring a different era or a different set of characters within the story?
It's a prequel. It's another weird... It's another weird spin-off that's actually canon.
Or it might be a more straightforward retelling of the video games.
I could see them doing the first game. Oh, you know what? I could see them updating how like the looks of the first game, because even in the like HD remasters, you know, things are kind of rough. So I could see them doing that. It's a basic enough story without all the complicated stuff that I could see them.
And I mean, there are plenty of CG shows out there, so this wouldn't be too different or too impossible to accomplish. I guess we'll know when they have more details out.
Yeah. All right. So next up is the recommended reading. Writing down the timestamps to make stuff easier on myself. So I forgot to mention at the beginning of this episode that this I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Bertsky. This podcast is dedicated to Zach Bertsky. I don't think I ever met him, but I was at a panel that he did at Anime Expo last year with a couple other people about just like entertainment journalism, and it was really insightful. So he unexpectedly and unfortunately passed away late last week. So the first thing on the recommended reading is an in memoriam by the Anime News Network staff, and you can find out about like the virtual or digital, I guess you could say virtual, the memorial service they're gonna have. Where they want people to share their stories of like how his work at Anime News Network helped like inspire them and stuff like that. Moving on from that, that was sad. All the Realms of Stage, exploring Final Fantasy XIV's incredible virtual theater shows by Nick Rubin over at GameSpot. Will COVID-19 mark a permanent sea change for gaming by Rebecca Valentine over at US Gamer? Okay, I've never heard that term before.
Sea change? Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
What is that a nautical term that now is used for
It's
other
a term
things or
that's
something?
been used for pretty much anything.
I've never
Really?
heard that term before, so that's why I'm like, did you mean to put right? See, well, like, did you mean to?
Oh, it's a
I don't
correct term.
know.
It's fine.
Actually, I just realized I shouldn't have deleted that. And then upcoming RPGs for 2020 we're excited about by Siliconera staff over at Gamatsu. I mean, Siliconera. Imagine,
I
just
mean,
chaos.
there's a lot of cross pollination between stories there.
Yeah. Final Fantasy 14 really doesn't want me trying it again for free by Ethan
Who
Gack
read
over
my
at
mind?
Kotaku. Yeah. The Wonderful 101 Remastered plays with heroic expectations by Jenny Lato
Oh,
over
yeah.
at Siliconera. Yeah, I said
Did
that.
you cut out for a bit, so I didn't know.
Oh, that's weird. That should not be a
Uh,
problem. USG Notebook, now isn't a great time to start your dream PC build by Eric Van Allen over at US Gamer.
mm,
The TurboGrafx 16 Mini is awesome if you love shooters by Chris Kohler over at Kotaku. And Xenogears 2 didn't happen because of Final Fantasy Spirits Within. It's an interview. It's like a piece from an interview with Famitsu that they conducted with a Monolith Soft president Sugiura.
hmm
But the translated piece is by Frontline Gaming Japan. It didn't have like a specific author. It just said Frontline Gaming Japan.
We'll just say the editors are from. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. Um, that I've never seen that movie. I've
You've
just heard
never
bad
seen
things.
Spirited Away?
Why would I? Why would I see it? I
I
heard it's
mean, it's an
terrible.
experience unto itself. Like, uh,
I hear people like it. If it wasn't, would like it more if it wasn't connected to Final
oh,
Fantasy in
definitely.
general.
And I don't even consider it connected to Final Fantasy at all. It, to me, it only shares the name. There are no common themes,
Yeah,
common elements that are present.
I thought there were some like a few little
Like so
things.
minuscule that they don't even they don't even warrant a mention, in my opinion.
Okay.
It's an interesting experiment. Um,
Hmm.
it's definitely something you should experience if you ever have the time, because you can see where a lot of ideas spring from, and you can see where a lot of ideas went wrong. Uh, in terms of Square
Yeah.
Enix, their games and their productions. So yeah.
Okay, so now we're gonna do the news rundown, and normally I'd give it to the bearer of bad news, but we don't have anything on our
So
bad news
yay,
section
hurrah!
this week. I mean, there's the whole thing happening in the world, and then of course in the U.S. there's some other stuff happening, but the stuff pertaining to the stuff we
hmm
usually talk about,
Yeah,
not too
nothing
much.
bad has affected video games so far.
In fact,
hmm
there's actually
hmm
something kind of good. So,
Should I take it?
uh, do you, yeah, I think you should take it since we
Sure.
don't have any bad news for you.
This is Japan lifts COVID-19 state of emergency nationwide by Rafael Antonio Pineda for Anime News Network. It reads, Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe announced on Monday that the Japanese government has decided to lift the state of emergency for the new coronavirus disease, COVID-19, from the 5 remaining prefectures, thus removing the state of emergency from the entire nation as of midnight on Tuesday. The declaration came 6 days earlier than the previously scheduled May 31st nationwide lifting of the state of emergency. However, Abe cautioned that several guidelines will remain in place and that people must continue exercising countermeasures against COVID-19 since the disease has not been eradicated. So that's good news for Japan. Hopefully, at least I hope this decision has been made.
Oh, there wasn't more details? Because, like, some of the stuff, it's pretty strict, and they said if it's only because the numbers have lowered, and they said if there's a rise again, they'll do a
I mean, the rest of the
again.
article has more information, but it's pretty lengthy, and I don't want to get into all of it. You can read it at the link.
But like that's what I think is smart about it, because I was like, at first I was like, no, they shouldn't do that yet. I was like, oh, okay, they're taking a lot of precautions, and they at least have a system, unlike the country I'm in, which people don't know what they're doing.
Even in my country, where the pandemic has mostly left us intact, with only one death and now only 2 confirmed cases, we're all pretty much under a sort of light lockdown.
Man, even this virus had a trouble finding your country on a map.
That is true. However, illegal immigrants have not had trouble finding us, and even worse, illegal immigrants who are positively tested for coronavirus. So that's
I'm guessing from like
Brazil, French Guyana, both countries who have it much worse than we do.
Yeah, I don't know anything about French Guyana, but I don't blame the people from Brazil.
Like my whole opinion is, you can get HIV illegally, just don't be positively tested for coronavirus. I mean, that's all I ask.
I mean, the problem is they might not even know they have
it. But I'm guessing they did know they had it, and they decided to cross the border because medical care here would be a better guarantee than in their own country. At least that's my suspicion.
Well, at least you're not. Things aren't.
No. We're doing okay. Okay, I'll take the next one too.
Real contrast.
Okay, I'll take the next one too. Universal.
You want to just take all the Japan stuff? Well, that would be all of them. But I mean the. That's not what I mean. I mean like the 3.
Yeah, I'll take it. Yeah.
Like this one, and the next one. I mean.
Okay. Universal Studios Super Nintendo World looks complete. Peachy as a subheader. This is by Tom Phillips for Eurogamer. The scaffolding has come down. The cranes are gone. Super Nintendo World at Universal Studios Japan looks ready to open. We've seen various photos of its construction over the past year, but this fresh drone shot of the park looks feature complete. Bowser's castle sits in one corner, opposite
what
Bowser.
Did you say?
I just say Bowser.
Okay.
It's a local dialect thing. Don't worry. Bowser's castle sits. Bowser's castle sits in one corner, opposite Peach's castle in the other. I mean, should I also say Mario instead of Mario? I mean,
please don't. I'm canceling this. If you did, I would cancel this entire podcast. We're never doing
that. Is the correct pronunciation again, according to New York Italians. So
it's like when Greg Miller says Yakuza. Like,
if you ask the Italians, they say Mario. So take it up with them. Anyway.
No, they don't. That's fake. That's fake. That's not real.
There's a towering mountain of platforms topped with clouds and a warp pipe section with sandy pyramids. Walkways lead in and out of warp pipes, and along one path are a series of musical note blocks. That sounds neat. It's not huge, but it looks densely packed. Inside the buildings are rides themed around Yoshi and Mario Kart. Did you get that emphasis? Mario? Yeah, if you look at the picture, it's looking pretty neat. I mean, I'd like to go, but a ticket to Japan would probably cost a fortune.
If you want to donate to the In From Japan Universal Studios Fund, you can go to Patreon.
We'll do a live stream with our experiences from the park itself. So, any generous donors out there, hit us up. Okay. Next story.
It's an update on the video
Yeah.
game law
Yeah.
from the
So the
prefecture.
Kagawa Bar Association objects to prefecture's ordinance restricting video game playing time. This is by Kim Morrissey for Anime News Network. The Kagawa Bar Association released an official statement on Monday requesting an immediate repeal of a recent ordinance that came into effect in the Kagawa Prefecture restricting video game playing time among children. The ordinance, which attempts to combat video game addiction, took effect on April 1st. It was enacted by a majority vote following discussions in the Prefectural Assembly earlier this year and marks the time a local government in Japan has set guidelines restricting video game and smartphone usage. So it's always something that tickles me when politicians don't pass their laws or screen their laws by actual
Oh yes, I wish I still knew what that felt
like.
like.
I mean, it takes practically no time. Probably, I'm just guessing. Who knows? But yay for Japan, they're easing up on that, or probably will be easing up on that.
Well, not
Yeah,
just
that
this
one
one
prefecture.
prefecture. That.
But still, as we was it last week when we discussed it with Matt? Like, how would you even enforce this?
Yeah.
But hey,
It's just like
all Pokemon is for you.
All right.
So take it away.
What? No, I don't like Pokemon. What are you talking about? uh, okay, so next story. This is from Jenny Lotto over at Siliconera. Pokemon Sword and Shield mystery gifts will dole out Galarian Pokemon. Why do I keep saying the word dole and I think of the bananas?
Why?
I'm like, that was a word before. I don't need that. It's because I haven't been in a grocery store in months and I miss seeing dole bananas. I don't know.
Okay. Calm down, calm
Time to I'm losing my bye. Time to dust off Pokemon Sword and Shield. In the lead-up release of the first expansion, the Isle of Armor, the games will be getting some free characters and items. A run of Pokemon Sword and Shield mystery gifts will be doled out. Each one will give people a Galarian Pokemon with its hidden ability and a number of helpful items to aid you on your adventures. So it's nice that it's a mystery gift instead of a raid. As noted by the official site, things will kick off today, which was 6 days ago, with Galarian Mr. Mime. It seems like each week's Pokemon Sword and Shield mystery gifts will be available for only that 1 week. For example, Galarian Mr. Mime will be doled out starting May 22nd, but then Galarian Ponyta will gallop in on May 29th, 2020. Oh man, I better get that Galarian Mr. Mime today. The full schedule. Galarian Mr. Mime with hidden ability Ice Body plus the Lure Ball, Moon Ball, Heavy Ball, and Dream Ball, May 29th. Galarian Ponyta with its hidden ability Anticipation plus the Level Ball, Fast Ball, Love Ball, Friend Ball, and Beast Ball. Why would you need a beat? I don't know. June 5th, Galarian Corsola with its hidden ability Cursed Body plus evolution items Sweet Apple, Tart Apple, Chip Pot, Crack Pot, Sachet, and Whipped Dream. And June 12th, Galarian Meowth with its hidden ability Unnerve plus 100 EXP Candies L and 50 Big Nuggets.
Big Nuggets.
50 McNuggets. Yeah, so this is pretty useful for because some of these are version exclusive, and then the evolution items really useful for those particular other Pokemon that use them. So make sure you get those because they're going fast or something. I don't know. Next Pokemon story. Pokemon Home update lets you trade with friends far away for a limited time. This is by Kazuma Hashimoto at Siliconera. A new update for Pokemon Home has gone live, and with it come several new changes. First on the list is the ability to trade with friends who are far away. This feature will last for a limited time. and an end date for this feature will be announced at a later date. However, users can now trade with friends they otherwise couldn't trade with before. Other changes include the time it takes for Wonderbox trade to complete. The time for this feature has been shortened to 1 hour. Additionally, users can participate in 10 free room trades a day. For those engaged in competitive play, Pokemon Home's latest update will now show you your battle data from previous matches. This includes ranked battles. Additionally, you can check previous ranked battles and online competitions to see what Pokemon were used and what moves were used in these matches. Okay, so that's pretty useful.
Something.
Pokemon Home is far from just nothing.
Is it something you use frequently?
No, I haven't used it since I transferred some of my Let's Go Pokemon when it first came out. But it was nice that they're adding features and stuff like that. And the last thing, just a really quick thing, is major Nintendo leaks continue with 3DS and Pokemon Gen 4 source code by Alistair Wong over at Silicon Arrow. So, the entire source code for the Nintendo 3DS's operating system has now been leaked on 4chan, alongside the source code for Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. While no design documentation was leaked, as in the case of the Nintendo Wii leak early in 2020, it's still a big deal considering that the Nintendo 3DS is still in production. I think they just ended it, or just about to end it. Like last time, we're not linking to any sources due to ethical reasons. Nothing major. Source code for Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, although the entire source code has been leaked, it seems that there are no beta Pokemon to be found, and it seems Game Freak had already shifted to designing Pokemon before designing the sprites by this point. I still think it's interesting. Sinnoh confirmed? No, just kidding. I also found out that you know about the spiky-eared Pichu?
No, I'm not familiar.
Okay, so spiky-eared Pichu is a special Pichu with little nubs on its ear that you got from a special event in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. But what happened was I guess it time traveled with Celebi for too long, so it can't evolve or be traded or breed, and you can't. So if you have one in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, it'll stay there. You can't put it anywhere else. But I read today that originally it was going to just be a white Pichu for some reason, and they were going to do a marketing thing where they branded like some Pokemon brand White Stew, which sounds similar to, I think it was like White Pichu and White Hichu or something, because that's what the soup brand was. I don't know what White Stew is. It's some Japanese thing that I somehow never heard of. I know what Red Bean Stew is, or Red Bean Soup rather. But yeah, I don't know, colors, stew, soup. Anyways, I just thought that was an interesting little fun fact, that it was going to be white, and then decided, no, we're going to just give it a weird little ear thing.
These things happen. Probably.
I like talking about creature design, even when it's kind of lame.
I get it. We each have our own likes. Okay. Yeah.
You can take the next one.
Sure.
I need to drink some water.
I'll take the next three, actually. Final Fantasy VII Remake is 2020's best-selling PS4 game so far in the US. This is by Jenny Latta for Silicon Era. The NPD Group's Matt Piscatella revealed an interesting tidbit about Final Fantasy VII Remake's sales figures for the United States. The updated take on the first party of Final Fantasy VII is positioned to potentially set some records. Most notably, it is currently the best-selling PS4 game for 2020. However, given that it is only May 2020, there is plenty of time for that to change. The first part of the data came when Piscatella shared the NPD Group's results for April 2020's top 20 best-selling games for the United States. While Animal Crossing New Horizons held the first place spot in March 2020, it slipped to third, and Final Fantasy VII Remake jumped up to steal first place in the region. Don't worry, Isabelle fans, as Animal Crossing Switch installment is still in second place for the US best-selling game for 2020 so far, with Call of Duty Modern Warfare in first, and Final Fantasy VII Remake in third. Yeah, excuse me. This is great for the fans, for Square Enix. I mean,
sure.
I've heard a lot of people.
I've
heard a lot of people be down on Final Fantasy VII, but I've also heard a lot of people genuinely love it and genuinely loving the characters, and it just warms my heart that.
Yeah, the characters are fine. I don't have a problem with the character.
So what do you have a problem with?
The gameplay?
Yeah, we know.
I've talked about it at length, okay? No, characters are fine. Story is a little weird at the end, but...
moving on before this starts turning into a debate. No,
I got it. I got this one.
Okay, fine.
I want to do it. Fight you. I'll kick a soccer ball at you. Anyway, Captain Tsubasa, Rise of New Champions launches August 27th in Japan, August 28th in the West. Release date confirmed. Not only that, it has 3 different editions available in Europe. Damn. So there's the deluxe edition, which has a physical copy of the game, a deluxe edition bonus, which is just a V-Jump collaboration uniform set, a character pass with 9 downloadable content players, and a season pass bonus New Champions uniform set. The collector's edition includes all that, as well as a steelbook, a Tsubasa Ozora All Japan Youth exclusive Master Stars piece, which is just a figure, rainbow lamination collectible cards, Tsubasa, Mitsugi, Matsuyama, and Hyuga. Not Wakabayashi? Come on, man.
I'll just pretend I know what that means.
You're like,
okay.
He's the goalie. An art board and embroidered badges. And then the Champions Edition has all that, as well as a customized football jersey. Which is the same color and design as Tsubasa's. And then the Legends Edition, which comes with all the same stuff, as well as a fully customized freaking foosball table. Only available in Europe. Well, it might be available in Japan as well, but yeah, these collector's editions are all available in Europe. I think as of right now, the U.S. North America only has the standard edition confirmed. Because when I checked for pre-order, that was the only way you could. Which is a shame, because I'd really like to get that figure.
I mean, you can still import it, right?
Also, I know, but that would be so expensive.
If you want it, there's your option.
I mean, you would think we would at least get the steelbook.
Yeah.
That would be cool. But, there aren't a lot of Captain Tsubasa fans.
Probably that,
here.
yeah. I mean,
also doesn't help that it's not streaming anywhere.
Besides that, soccer is not that popular in the States as compared to Europe, where they have multiple leagues.
It's a shame.
Yeah, it's a crying shame. Soccer is great.
I would say our football is lame, but I can't say that because if it wasn't for American football, we would never have iShield 21.
There you go.
The only American football anime that I know of that even exists.
There is, however, a rugby anime. Okay.
Huh. Oh, yeah.
I have no idea.
I remember seeing something about that at some point.
Wait,
and I was
let me look it up. Rugby anime.
It turns out there are like 15 of them. Why are there so many?
All Out. Yeah.
Oh, okay, right.
I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like I've heard that name before for sure.
All right. Next up is, let's see, Japanese tech journalist teases huge scoop, quote unquote, on the level of Wired.
Okay, I gotta ask. You say, and I don't want to make you self-conscious, but do you say huge on purpose?
Yeah, why? Why? What would
Okay.
you want to say?
No, I just wasn't sure if you were saying that on purpose or that's just how you
Yeah,
say huge,
huge.
like in general.
It's a dialect thing.
I don't. Yeah, like I said, I don't want to. I was just like, wait, am I hearing it wrong,
Yeah,
or is he
huge.
actually saying it that way?
Huge. Potato, potato, man. Potato, potato.
Huge
Okay.
has an H in it, not a
Hey,
Y.
even the English,
We don't have Bernie Sanders on
even
this
the English
podcast
don't
yet.
speak every syllable or every letter of the words they use.
You're telling me. I used to think the word cell phone was
Oh, they're
cellophone.
two different
So
things, though.
that.
Okay. Anyway, Japanese tech journalist teases huge scoop on,
Get
on the
out.
level of Wired's PS5 article for June 4th due issue of Weekly Famitsu. This is by Sal Romano for Gamatsu. Okay. During his latest YouTube livestream, Japanese technology journalist Senji Nishikawa teased he will have a huge scoop on the level of Wired's initial PlayStation 5 article in the June 4th due issue of Weekly Famitsu. Nishikawa has a regular digital technology column in the magazine called Complicated Conversation About Games. His scoop for the June 4th due issue, geez, why do they keep... Anyway, his scoop for the June 4th due is
Sal,
said to
what are you
be
doing, buddy?
revolutionary, quote unquote, and will rile up the games industry, quote unquote. You can read all his thoughts in the article if you so choose.
But
Um,
also, the key thing here is later on, like at the
yeah,
end, near the end of the article, it say it's
yeah, I was going
Sega
to read
related.
that. So after all
Oh,
the things he said, after the race, Nishikawa reportedly confirmed the scoop is Sega related after accidentally letting the name slip when mentioning the company's public relations. However, it did not seem problematic. After his slip up was pointed out in the comments, Nishikawa said, "Did I say Sega? Then it's Sega." He also said it's not Dreamcast 2. Okay. Okay, so
dang
why this is getting a lot of attention and why especially Sega is centered around this? It says, while we cannot be certain whether Nishikawa was simply teasing when confirming the company to be Sega, June 3rd does mark the 60th anniversary of the Japanese giant, meaning there could be some news
it.
around that date. The company began its 60th anniversary promotional campaign back in March. So, what are your thoughts?
Sega Saturn 2, baby. No, I'm just kidding.
Does anyone even want that?
No. Nobody even wanted the Sega
Ouch.
Saturn 1.
So, what do you think is happening?
But it's like Sega. Okay, wait. What could be that big that Sega has? You think of everything that Sega has: Yakuza, Persona, Sonic is a Sega fighting game.
I mean, he's teasing. He's
All
teasing
of
something
Sega.
technology based. So, I'm not even thinking it's going to be a game announcement.
A Sonic the
Nah,
Hedgehog treadmill that has Sonic the Hedgehog
that's
on it,
not
like
that's
the
not
game is
revolutionary.
on it.
That's not. You can duct tape uh, a switch.
You can duct tape your
Yeah,
Game
Game
Boy,
Gear
your Game Gear,
to a
a Switch.
treadmill. It's the same thing. Uh,
Okay, fine. Sonic the Hedgehog is real.
they
I don't know.
created him in the laboratory. I don't know. It's not the Dreamcast 2 as the article states. Could it be maybe a new handheld from Sega? But then again,
Why would they? I don't think they'd go into
the
the
Switch is
console market
already
though.
dominating there, and you
Yeah, I don't think Sega would go back into the console market after all these years.
Or are they going to be like a major partner with Nintendo in developing the Switch 2, maybe? Is this a continuation of Switch 2?
Like, and also, I don't know how credible this journalist is.
Oh.
Like, he says huge scoop, but it could be something that's not even, like...
Oh, we'll see. We'll see.
Big? I don't know.
It's next week, and we also have the PlayStation conference probably being June 3rd.
Oh, we have...
Yeah.
There's news on that.
Yeah, a little later, but this and that, it might be the same thing. I don't know. I have no idea what this could be.
Sega, make Skies of Arcadia HD remaster. Thank you.
But this won't be that.
This won't be that, but I'm just throwing it
into existence. Let it manifest.
Okay, so next story. I'll take this one and the next one. Dead by Daylight Silent Hill chapter launches June 16th. Available now on Steam Public Test Server. This is by Sal Romano at Gamatsu. Behavior Interactive, in partnership with Konami, have announced Dead by Daylight Silent Hill, the 16th chapter of asymmetrical 4 vs 1 game Dead by Daylight. It is currently live on public test build on Steam, and will see a full release across PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. I didn't know there was a Switch version of Dead by Daylight. And PC versions of Dead by Daylight on June 16th. So yeah, Pyramid Head and Midwich Elementary School and Cheryl Mason. So I'm not that big of a Silent Hill fan, but I have a lot of friends that are, and they were very excited, and they're not even they weren't even like Dead by Daylight fans. Some of them are like, oh, Pyramid Head isn't even that great of a like Silent Hill,
but he's iconic
villain or monster or whatever. Yeah, but he's iconic. But then like some Silent Hill fans are just so happy to get a crumb of Silent Hill related news.
I mean, this insane. Kind of lets me think there's credence to the rumors of a Silent Hill reboot incoming. Like this is kind of a test bed to keep audiences awareness of Silent Hill on. Because
the audience is definitely there. I've actually been keeping my eyes on Dead by Daylight because that was one of the games I was supposed to play at GDC because they had some new DLC with some new killer guy, but it was like an original character, not any kind of tie-in.
I mean,
and I said I tweeted last night. I said, let me know if they ever get I just hope one day they get Warwick Davis as Leprechaun in Dead by Daylight.
I wouldn't count it out. Like, Halloween is still coming, so...
At this point, I would not count it out. They might do something like Chucky first before they do Leprechaun, but...
I mean,
You know, there were, like, rumors at one point, or... I don't know if it was rumors, or, like, it was going to be a thing. There was going to be some kind of Chucky versus Leprechaun movie.
I don't know. I don't like horror when it dovetails into comedy like that.
That's when I love horror. That's the only way I like horror most of the time.
Just give me cerebral psychological stuff. Then I'll be happy.
Yeah, I know. Or you know what? They could actually put... You know what would be cool, actually? Now that they have Silent Hill, they have a Japanese IP. If they put Ringu or Ju-on, The Grudge... If they put those ghosts, I think they're ghosts, right?
Yeah, technically.
Weird Japanese ghost. I don't know. If they put them in there, I could see that happening. It'd be pretty terrifying. One of my best friends, she's terrified of those movies.
Asian horror movies are another level, man.
Oh yeah, man. Especially those ones with the giant monsters.
I said horror, not kaiju.
Hey man, the original Godzilla is pretty scary. For the time.
Okay. The next one's also yours.
I heard Shin Godzilla's. I haven't seen Shin Godzilla yet. Oh yes. Well, it is literally mine because it's a story that I wrote.
There you go.
3 games based on Dragon Quest: The Adventure of Dai announced. New Dragon Quest games based on the manga and anime series have been revealed. This is from GameSkinny by me. During a May 27th live stream, Square Enix announced 3 separate games based on Dragon Quest: The Adventure of Dai manga and anime series. The first game announced was Dragon Quest: The Adventure of Dai Spirit of Bonds, or Tamashi no Kizuna in Japan, for iOS and Android. That's such a generic Spirit of Bond. I feel like that's been a title for a lot of things. It has been described as an RPG with a simple objective of just moving forward, with the lead character protecting the other party members while those members provide support. Besides featuring characters from the manga and anime series, the game will also feature equipment found throughout the Dragon Quest video game series. Dragon Quest: The Adventure of Dai Spirit of Bonds is planned to launch on iOS and Android in Japan in 2021. The second game revealed was Dragon Quest: The Adventure of Dai Crossblade with the X, because you know how they do that cross spelling with the X. A competitive arcade card game that sees players place cards on an arcade cabinet to move characters and perform other specific actions. So kind of like the Super Dragon Ball Heroes game. It is planned to release for arcades in Japan in fall 2020. Now, the other day, I would say that doesn't make sense because of the pandemic, but because of the other news, it's like, oh, okay, so they expect like things will be, at least in their country, things will be like back to relatively normal by then. The final game revealed was Dragon Quest: The Adventure of Dai Infinity Strash, which Jason has a problem with. Do you see Imran's tweet where he put Infinity's trash?
Because the sentiment or the general sentiment I'm seeing on message boards and on Twitter is that the game is not.
What is
the game is not that hot. Like, people don't really like it. They're seeing like a pretty generic action RPG or adventure RPG,
which is currently planned for release on unspecified consoles. Not much else was revealed besides another teaser trailer with some action-oriented gameplay, but Square Enix stated the footage is from a very early stage of development. It is planned for release on consoles in Japan in 2021. So, I don't know. We don't know if any of these are getting localized. I think the one with the highest chance is the PS4 game, and I think the PS4 game looks awesome. And what I don't understand is why people are being weird about it, because like the Dragon Quest Heroes games are good. So
I mean, the Dragon Quest Heroes game, it's a known quantity because we know what to expect from a Musou game.
No, but it's more than just a Musou game, especially Dragon Quest Heroes 2 specifically.
But I'm just saying we have a baseline on what to expect from a Dragon Quest Musou game. This kind of feels like okay. We just
like you're scared it's gonna be too much of like an anime tie-in game where like the quality.
No,
kind of
not
suffers.
Even that. It's just
that's the only reason I could see it being bad. Otherwise, I think it looks great.
It feels like it's lacking impact.
Well, remember, that's the early development, so I guess we'll see.
I mean, I haven't played it. I can't say for sure if the quality is good or not. But like,
I'll be playing it.
What was the mana game that just released? Yeah, it kind of reminds me of that. Just with
with the 3
just with no
characters.
speak. But
at least
as far as
we know.
But yeah, it just feels like it's lacking impact for me.
See, I'm really excited by it, but I want to see more, obviously.
Yeah.
It'll be a while. I'm going to watch the anime.
You're definitely going to.
We're going to start a separate podcast for that anime.
Okay. I'll take the next 3, if you don't mind. Yeah.
3? Oh, okay. I was like, wait, what stories did I put there? I saw the one and I was like, oh, that makes sense. I'm like, what are the other two? Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Remastered Edition will release on August 27th, 2020 worldwide. This is by
Yes.
Kazumo Hashimoto for Silicon Era. Um, the Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Remastered Edition will release this August in both North America and Europe. This news arrived shortly after the announcement of the Japanese release date for the remaster.
Oh, whoops.
Fans can expect to get their hands on this crossplay and cross-save title on August 27th, 2020, everywhere, and it will include some new and exciting features. Let's see. Along with the announcement of a simultaneous release in every region, the official PlayStation blog revealed some new details about additions to the game. Two of the new features for Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Remastered Edition will be improved visual and audio. This applies to character voiceovers as well. Online multiplayer will be available along with crossplay. You won't need to worry about what system your friends will be purchasing the game on, since it will support crossplay between the Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, and even Android and Apple iOS. Thank the Lord, because it was a huge pain in the GameCube days playing this and having no one to play
Yeah.
with.
Oh, yeah.
While the
Getting all those
GameCube
cords.
had four perfectly good controller ports. Just use those.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
weird.
Oh well.
Um, but yeah, and it has online multiplayer. I'm excited about
Yeah,
this,
same.
finally.
I'm excited to finally get to finish this because I do own it on GameCube, but I just didn't feel like it because playing solo is kind of boring. But
Yeah.
yeah, I really loved it at the time. To me, it was the pinnacle of graphical fidelity back then.
I mean, I'm sure it still looks pretty good. Well, now this is
Well, it was
remastered.
also stylized graphics, so it will always.
A lot of stylized, especially GameCube. Yeah, stylized stuff, especially stuff on the GameCube in particular,
Yeah,
usually
so it'll
ages
be
pretty well.
it'll still hold up. Okay, let's see. Next up, we have Xbox Series X, the most powerful and compatible next-gen console with thousands of games at launch.
Yeah, definitely don't read the whole
Yeah.
thing. That's a long blog post.
Let's see. Gaming leaves an indelible mark on us all. I should say this is by Jason Ronald, Director of Program Management for Xbox Series X for the Xbox One. Gaming leaves an indelible mark on us all. From the epic stories and the universes we experience, playing as our favorite heroes, to the heat of intense competition, victory, and defeat. Through the shared accomplishments we achieve as worldwide community, gaming brings us together. Okay, yada yada yada. What do you really want to say? In short, it just means that a lot of backwards compatible titles will be available at launch for Xbox Series X. Um, it will be running natively on Xbox Series X because it has a built-in feature that makes that possible. And yeah, so even if you don't have a big shiny exclusive, um, you still have thousands of games that are beloved till now. So you have enough choice in what you're gonna play. Are you excited about that, or were you more like, hey, I really would rather prefer exclusives at this point?
No, I'm glad that somebody's doing backwards compatibility. Sony.
I mean, there's Sony is also doing backwards compatibility. It's just not clear how much. And
It, yeah, but no, I'm glad that that Xbox is going as far as to like still keep the backwards compatibility train going instead of just doing the like possibly just the
yeah,
one console before. I can play Blue Dragon and Super 4K HDR, but not really.
it really makes this a difficult choice for me because I have Xbox 360 games I still want to finish. So I'd be willing to go
hmm
for Xbox Series X. But then again, I built up a massive PlayStation library, so ignoring that.
See, I know I'm gonna probably get both eventually. Xbox Series X will be for probably. Well, no, I don't know because I have my PC too, so it's kind of weird. It would be weird to have that and an Xbox at the same time. There has to be, but again, the backwards compatibility, it seems like the
It's such a
deciding factor
compelling
right now.
case.
I would have that for backwards compatibility and maybe third party
Mhm.
games sometimes, and then PS5 would be mainly
Yeah.
for exclusives. Especially because I mean, if Microsoft's trying to get more like Japanese studios and games, maybe we'll see more Japanese games on both. So then we won't have to, you won't have to decide. You don't. I mean,
Mhm.
based off that, you won't have to decide as
Does
much.
this make your choice a bit difficult for the console launch?
I mean, yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna get either of these games at launch. Probably. I mean, either of these systems at launch, most
Mm.
likely. But somewhere down the road, whichever I get first, it'll just have to depend on what games are
Mm.
available. And right now, Xbox is winning that. But let's see if the next story, the
Yeah.
PS5 event,
The rumored
let's see if
PS5
that
event.
changes or
Yeah. Okay.
anything. Yeah.
Let's begin. Rumored PS5 event planned for June 3rd. There's also an update. This is by Sal Romano for Gamatsu. Sony Interactive Entertainment is planning to hold a digital event to showcase games for PlayStation 5 on June 3rd, according to a Bloomberg report by Jason Schreier and Takashi Mochizuki. Takashi Mochizuki. Okay. The virtual event could be held June 3rd, though some people also cautioned that plans have been in flux and that the date may change, reads the report. Other PlayStation 5 events may follow in the coming weeks and months, and Sony is not expected to reveal every essential detail on the console during its first presentation. And there's also an update. VentureBeat reporter Jeff Grubb has published his own story corroborating the June 3rd date. So
Man, Jeff Grubb just has all the
yeah,
juicy info
because
lately,
the
huh?
story originated with him, and then Jason Schreier corroborated.
Yeah. And that really like that was really like the thing. Like, okay, this is probably
Because
happening.
if Schreier reports anything, that's usually a sign of a lot of truth behind it.
Do you think they're just going to do it the direct way where they officially announce it on
Um,
Monday? So, like 2 days
I
before?
don't know if it's here
Because they haven't
because I
officially
read
announced it
somewhere. I
yet.
think it was on Resetera that the Sony execs weren't really in favor of a direct style video. They wanted more of a.
No, I don't mean a direct. I mean, like,
Mm-hmm.
they'll announce it the way a direct would be. That's all I mean by. Like, you know how Nintendo will will like announce a direct like
Mm-hmm.
2 days ahead of time?
Oh, that.
Yeah, so that's what I'm wondering. Not that it'll
Oh,
be
okay.
formatted like a
Oh,
direct. I saw that
it's tough
thing.
to
I
say.
saw that.
Which
Well, because if they haven't
no, I know.
officially announced it yet,
So
if it is
that's
that
that was
day,
what I was gonna be getting at. Sony has been pretty tight-lipped with everything, so I'm
yeah.
guessing they'll just announce it a few days ahead of time, and that'll be that. Oh well. So, what are your thoughts? Looking forward to June 3rd, or
I mean, I wish they could move it
why
up a
is
day
that? Just for your birthday? Uh,
because my birthday. Yeah.
oh well.
But otherwise, that's cool. I'm excited. Hopefully, they officially announce it soon. I'm gonna speed through these next couple stories because they're all event related, and I want to get
Okay.
to the main topic. Um, So this is from Sal Romano over at Gamatsu. Anime Expo Light 2020 digital event set for July 3 to 4th. Key artwork features The World Ends With You.
Suspicious.
Uh, yeah. Following the cancellation of Anime Expo 2020 due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, the Society for the Promotion of Japanese Animation has announced Anime Expo Light, a 2-day live stream event set for July 3rd and 4th. Anime Expo Lite will feature content from Bushiroad, Crunchyroll, Pony Canyon, Viz Media, and more industry partners. More info will be announced in the coming weeks. Planned festivities include special guests including artist/character designer Yoshitaka Amano. Oh, I guess I could take that story out now. Panel discussions with industry leaders, industry announcements, live content, exclusive content from Japan, Q&As, and giveaways. So I've been to Anime Expo as press the past 2 years, so it's gonna be it's unfortunate that it's another event we can't really go to, but it's nice that they're doing a digital version, and they have live streamed panels before, so they have experience with that. Also, Anime Expo is not known for it, but in the past few years there have been some important Japanese game announcements at Anime Expo. So that's why I usually tell people when they're like, oh, I don't really pay that much attention to Anime Expo, but I really should. Like Stealth, I was talking to Stealth about it on like Twitter or something, and he's like, I wasn't expecting that many games from like Anime Expo, and I was like, yeah, that's why I always like I've been keeping an eye on it since 2015 when they announced the localization of Digimon Cyber Sleuth. So yeah, will there be The World Ends With You announcement? That'd be crazy.
So you're in for a possible World Ends With You anime, but not for the Kingdom Hearts.
No, it might be no, not anime. It might be a sequel.
It's probably going to be an anime, I think.
No, well, see the thing, yeah, you know what? No, you know what? I don't think. I mean, it could be, but he's been teasing a sequel for a while now.
Yeah, that is true. I mean,
Square. So I don't think it's an anime. Now I could see an anime happening, but I don't feel like with the Kingdom Hearts one happening too. I don't feel like they do that at the same time. Especially because some characters appear in a Kingdom Hearts game.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Okay.
Really quickly getting through these other ones. Twitch announced his Summer Game Fest 2020 plans, also from Gamatsu by Sal Romano, because he knows everything. It says overview of what you can expect. Console announcements, that's all we can say for now. A Valorant thing, 2K reveals, IGDA Indie Showcase, Twitch Summer Game Fest Awards, co-stream it all. And you can check out our stream at the In From Japan Twitch channel. No, I'm just
one day, soon.
I have my own Twitch channel, and I have been streaming a little bit on it while I can. I played a little Yokai Watch. I don't know. I don't really have a schedule. I'm just just testing stuff out. But it was still pretty fun. Maybe we'll do a Parallax Reacts. We've done that before.
That would be cool. Are you being called in?
No, it's anyways. Hold on.
This is Jason speaking. Due to technical difficulties, Erroll has left the building. Not actually a building, because we're not in the same place. I mean, as mentioned, I'm in a different continent, or on a different continent. I wonder, does anyone even know where my country is located?
Oh, that hurt. I tripped.
It's fine. I was vamping, so it's fine.
What did you say?
Vamping.
Oh, what were you talking about?
No, I just said like, hey, Errol's gone. He left the building due to technical difficulties.
Sure, if you want to call it that. Okay, anyways, IGN Summer Gaming 2020 set for June 4th to 24th. Schedule announced, also from Gamatsu Sal Romano. They announced the full schedule. June 4th, Summer Gaming Kickoff. June 5th, pre-show charity stream. Resident Evil 3 Speedrunner Countdown Challenge by Hazeblade. IGN Expo debut, exclusive reveals, trailers, gameplay demos, and developer interviews. Reveals. Unannounced game from Funcom and The Outsiders. Exclusive unannounced gameplay reveal with The Outsiders' David Goldfarb. Unannounced game by Merge Games. Exclusive game reveal. Unannounced game reveal. Exclusive reveal trailer, no company. Trailers. Werewolf the Apocalypse by Nacon. Okay, these aren't Japanese games, except for Samurai Jack Battle Through Time. Exclusive gameplay first look. Also Spellbreak. I mean, that's an anime-like game. I'm not going to go through the whole schedule, but there's stuff to keep an eye on. So go over there and check that out. And then GameSpot's Play for All starts the day before. No, GameSpot's Play for All schedule is up too. And they start, I believe, June 1st. With a Play for All launch stream and then a charity stream with GameSpot and Giant Bomb. MinMax charity stream with Alana Pierce. Some of the Assassin's Creed Origins cast. This is like day by day. Jesus Here's Toast, Bloodborne Speedrun. Oh, that'll be fun. The Guerrilla Collective, charity stream featuring Troy Baker. Charity stream featuring Apex Legends, Roger Craig Smith, and Justine Huxley. So a lot of these are charity stream. Oh, so yeah, so they have a lot of voice actors and video games media people doing stuff. So that I guess the Play for All is more of a charity thing than I. But this is just the schedule so far. So go to GameSpot to check that out. Okay, I got through all that. Sorry, I didn't mean to rush that.
I mean, you could have just said the schedule is here at the link. You could have just said the schedule is here at the link. You can see it for yourself.
Oh, yeah, okay, well, I need to look at it myself, too.
Main topic.
Main topic. So, I have been... This is a weird main topic, but I couldn't think of another main topic this week. I have been starting to write a sci-fi / science fantasy JRPG because a couple weeks ago, or months ago maybe at this point, I got RPG Maker MV on sale on Steam, and I was like, you know what, while I'm in quarantine / lockdown or whatever you want to call it, might as well start writing this. So my idea is, so the world is a treasure planet, Skies of Arcadia, Rogue Galaxy type of world. So you know, a spacefaring adventures, but it has pirate ships in space. Why pirate ships in space? Because I feel I like the design of them better than most spaceships. A lot of spaceships seem very uninspired, especially the bigger ones. Some of the like more triangular looking ones, Star Wars and Star Trek stuff. The more unique looking ones are interesting, but anyways, I like space pirates, whatever. So what I'm thinking of doing is, so that's kind of the basic world. I don't really have a story yet, but what I want to do, a main mechanic. So this will be a turn-based RPG.
I'm listening.
Obviously. So what I want to do is basically, if you put it in really, really basic terms, I want to do it's kind of like Rogue Galaxy mixed with Spectroves, mixed with Soul Eater, kind of.
Yeah.
Okay,
give me an example.
So, there would be a gameplay mechanic. Each main character, party character, I'm deciding either at the least there will be 4 characters in the party. At the most there will be 8. I haven't decided yet. Not at the same time. It would be a 4-person party still, but like I just mean the whole party. So there would be an element where, so these futuristic, let's call them Bio Beast is a name that's taken, but like these animal android type thing, I guess, kind of like Zoids, but like more specific because they're smaller than that. They're not like huge. You don't pilot them. So these bio android creatures, they turn into weapons. So like the main character, I made that he has a panther that turns into his sword. We got a girl party member that has dual pistols that turn into a pair of wolves. Have one guy who has a glaive that turns into like a Chinese dragon. I was gonna say snake, but then I felt like that's not that interesting, so I changed it to that. And then this one main character is going to be based off of like tokusatsu heroes. They're going to be formerly from an enemy group. They have a velociraptor that turns into arm swords and also turns into their vehicle. What do you think their vehicle is?
A race car?
I wasn't expecting that answer, but no. The vehicle that this dinosaur turns into is a solar sailor. From Treasure Planet. Well, kind of. It's going to be like a solar sailor mixed with the hoverboards from Power Rangers in Space /
But how would that figure into battle?
It's like
no, I mean
turn into their weapons.
The ship, or would.
Oh, the ship thing doesn't. No. That's just like a side thing. That doesn't. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean that doesn't. Yeah, no, that doesn't have to. That's just a little cool thing. I was like, well, if I make a tokusatsu, do I turn it into a motorcycle? I was like, no, because why would a motorcycle be in space?
Okay, so is tokusatsu the theme of the game, or is that just for that one specific? Okay.
No, that's just that one character. That's just that one specific character. He's like, if you haven't played Indivisible, right?
No, but I've seen it.
Kind of like Naga Rider. He's one of your party members. Yeah. And like, I haven't done much of the story yet. So main antagonist, he's going to be based off of Arden from Final Fantasy 15 a little bit, personality wise, and maybe Lord Draken from the Power Rangers comics. His weapon is going to turn into an Archaeopteryx, which is a prehistoric bird.
You're dazzling me with all those wonderful terms there, man.
Haven't you seen the Pokemon Archeops?
Okay.
It's that. And then he's gonna have 4 generals. Well, the Tokusatsu guy would have been the 5th, or person would have been the 5th one, but then he left. And they have all prehistoric animals because I didn't want to make them too predictable. So like one will have a Megacero. A Megacero, I learned from Animal Crossing this name. Like I knew of the creature, but I didn't know what it was called. So you know the rhino in Ice Age with like the slingshot horn? Yeah, that's what a Megacero is. You can get a fossil of it in Animal Crossing. So a Megacero that turns into like a futuristic big slingshot thing, kind of like Usopp's slingshot in One Piece after the time skip. One has a giant sloth that turns into a hammer. One has an Andrewsarchus that turns into a buzzsaw. An Andrewsarchus is a weird, like... You have to look it up. I can't explain. Weird mammal crocodile creature.
Okay, but...
And a Basilosaurus
so many
that turns into a
different parts. Aren't you afraid of certain styles clashing with each other and not really fitting in? Like...
What do you mean?
Whenever you're going to introduce an element into a story or into the gameplay, you have to make sure that it fits with the overall theme and with everything else that's also present within the world. Otherwise, it stops making sense and it takes the player out of the experience. How are you going to be balancing these elements? Like,
what do you mean?
Like space pirates with Sentai with prehistoric. Oh,
the Sentai is only that one character. Yeah, but it's only that one character.
My question is, how will you be figuring that out? What works, what doesn't work? Do you have a process for that?
I mean, that's why it's the beginning. This is just a thing I wrote up. It's not like a. This isn't detailed. I have a bunch of sources. What I wanted to talk about more, that was just like a little introduction to what I read. It's just like... because I still want to put all this stuff together, and I think it could fit together well if done right. Because like these creatures, they're not like fossils like spectros. They're
animals or robots.
No, they're robot things. That's why I said they're more like Zoids. They're kind of like bio android type things. I just wanted, let's be honest, I just wanted to put some kind of monster collecting element type thing in there. Which, the monster collecting part is characters can use others as their main weapon, but they have to be the same type of weapon. So you can go get some other creatures that maybe like have slight different stat boost or like different abilities. And then you could fuse it with their main one.
Okay, so what inspired this new route in your creative endeavors?
I just felt like starting one because I was like, well, I have RPG Maker and I want to do that at some point. So now's the best time to start. But here's the thing. Here's what I want to talk about is like I have a list, known media to finish for inspiration.
Yes.
So here, what's first on my list is sci-fi and sci-fi science fantasy JRPGs that I should finish. So I have Rogue Galaxy, which I'm like a little more than halfway through, I think. I tried to play it the other day, and I completely forgot how I had to play, so I died. And I was like, well, maybe I need to wait to go back to that. Skies of Arcadia. Star Ocean First Departure R.
I'd probably say go play till the end of the time, because that one...
That's also on my list. I just have the three that look the most interesting to me. So it was that, Till the End of Time, and Last Hope. At least I know somebody who's... Well, because I was talking to one of those guys on the Dragon Quest podcast that I've mentioned on here before. He's playing First Departure R
that's kind of a remastered version of the first Star Ocean. And an interesting fact is that was developed by the team that originally started the Tales of series. So that's why you have so much overlap in the art and the gameplay.
Oh yeah, I was wondering about. Yeah, I was like, wait, this looks like Tales art. Yeah, okay. Fantasy Star 4, which is $1 on Steam, so I grabbed it.
There's Fantasy Star, the old one, the original one on Switch, or is that 4?
4 is on the Sega collection on Switch.
Probably that one.
So it's $30, but comes with all those other games.
Let's see. Keep going.
Fantasy Star Online 2, which I started. I just need to figure out the controller support. This game I found out about called Infinite Space. Have you heard of it?
Infinite Space. Is that the...
It's a DS RPG by Platinum.
Yeah. The Axe of the Blood God podcast talked about it last week, I think. It's a pretty interesting entry in the pantheon of Platinum Games. It's
fascinating. The Spectrobe series, which I have 2 of. Like, I started the first one, but I should play more of it, because, it's what partially inspired the main mechanic. Cosmic Star Heroine, which I have on Switch. I hear that it's really short, too. It's like 9 hours.
That's pretty doable.
Average time? That's a really short one. Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive, which I'll have soon anyway.
You've already played Xenoblade Chronicles 2, right? No?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to play that
Fair
one.
enough.
And Xenoblade Chronicles X. And I put in parentheses somehow, because, I don't have a Wii U, and it's not on Switch yet. And then that's just the JRPGs. I also have, like, other sci-fi games to consider. Mass Effect series, which... or just other games to consider. Mass Effect series, which I never really played.
I mean,
because I thought when I saw my friend first play it, I said this looks
dude,
boring because he was just running
how
around
dare
talking
you,
to people.
dude?
And then I played Outer Worlds, and I'm like, okay, now that I've played this and I like this, I should probably give Mass Effect another chance.
Mass Effect is like god tier, man. It's one of the best series.
Yeah. If that HD
Yeah, you'll have a
comes
perfect
out,
excuse.
look, I haven't played Mass Effect, but even I understand why Garrus is awesome. Okay. That dude transcends
Culture, genres.
yeah, sure, whatever. Transcends something, genres, whatever. Titanfall 2, because I've just been meaning to play that anyway. And then Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Black Flag. Oof, that could have been bad. And Freedom Cry. Because I have them, I just need to that's another game. I tried playing it again, but I was in the middle of something, and I was like, whoops. And I was like, okay, this one is Whistle, and I got a guy in a bush, and then I guess I whistled too hard, and then somebody spotted me, and I died. And
those
like,
games aren't on RPGs in the strictest sense, or
no, it's more for the Mass Effect and Titanfall are more for the science fiction
and Assassin's
inspiration, and then Assassin's Creed is pirates.
Makes sense.
But that's not it. That's not all. There's also other JRPGs to consider. Berseria, because I want to make the characters more like the Berseria cast, at least from what I've heard about them so far. Dragon Quest 8 and 3 specifically, because those are the best, the other good Dragon Quest games. Although really I want to finish all the Dragon Quest games that I have. Those are the key ones. Chrono Trigger. Final Fantasy IX.
Okay, that's kind of a more final.
No, but I just want to play it anyways.
Well,
Final Fantasy 12.
Careful with not adding too much to your inspiration file.
Oh no, I know that. No. It's not like oh, this is so I'm gonna add this system and these types of creatures and this type of magic. There's not gonna be magic in this game.
That's interesting for a JRPG at least.
I mean, I don't plan on there being magic, and the only thing that's magic is and they're not even technically magic, would be the weapons. Dot Hack GU. I know that's an isekai, but I have it, and I've been meaning to play
it. It fits also into science fiction, so it's fine.
Yeah. But then I have like TV stuff. Like I'm currently watching Outlaw Star. The Space Pirate Captain Harlock some of the related anime and movies are on Crunchyroll.
Space Battleship Yamamoto?
Obviously. Space Battleship Yamato?
You also
I'm still thinking about that one. Because I don't know if I want to watch Galaxy Express either.
You also have
Harlock.
the Bodacious Space Pirates.
Oh yeah, that's true. Zoids. I'd also put here the Toonami specials. I don't know if you have Toonami.
No, but I know what Toonami is.
So like they have these special events where like almost like a mini series where like something actually happens to the characters, or there's like a story. And I just always liked that it's just like that like Toonami is just this dude floating around in space on a ship watching anime and action cartoons. I just thought something about that was so interesting. And then Gundam F91, which I tried to watch once, but I couldn't get into it. And then Crossbone, which doesn't have an anime. Well, they have to do a second Gundam F91 anime to do a Crossbone one, probably.
Okay, but how much time are you going to be spending on these inspirations?
Oh, this isn't a lot of this stuff is stuff I planned on watching anyways. This isn't like I don't have like this is like a side project thing. It's not like, oh, my goal is to get this thing done by this. I get that,
but aren't you afraid of spending too much time on your inspirations and not enough time into the actual production of your game?
No, because I'm taking my time. This is like a really, really rough outline. Who knows if I'll ever have this like finished? This was more like This is kind of for fun, but kind of also because I noticed there's not a lot of JRPGs in a similar vein as like Rogue Galaxy and Skies of Arcadia and stuff. I mean, those are the only two I can think of specifically that are like that.
And you don't have a story pinned down just yet, or rough outline.
No, it's very early draft. I just wanted to talk about it because we didn't have a main topic, and I wanted to just. I should have just made the main topic sci-fi.
It's fine if we talk about it. I'm just curious about your process because I haven't been on ground level for game creation, so
I'm not a fiction writer. I'll tell you that much. That's why I was surprised by myself when I started writing.
Anyone can be a fiction writer. It doesn't take much. Just keep at it. And
one time I wrote about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles having a garage sale.
Hey, any fan fiction is good fiction, so.
That was the prompt. Write a fictional character having garage sale. I'm like, well, okay. Why I chose the Ninja Turtles, I'll never understand. It's like, well, I know what weapons they have, so it makes sense. Whatever.
So, let's see. You're gonna have 4 characters in your party. Is that your just a battle
time? So, but I don't know if there will be 4 characters in total or 8.
Well, variety is a spice of life. And how long are you planning on the story to be, or the game to be? Like 10 hours, 20 hours?
I didn't even think of that. I'd say, right now, 9, 10 hours, not that long. Because it's not it's an RPG Maker RPG. It's not going to be like 30 hours long or anything.
Make it so. But
yeah.
Because I'm interested, because in screenwriting, every page counts to or amounts to about a minute of screen time. So I'm kind of wondering how that would translate to video game production. Like,
I should probably read more about game design and stuff like that. This was just I'm
just interested in. I'm not grilling you. I'm just interested in the process.
My process was I felt
That's
like
fine too. So, is this going to be like something you're? Or I should be asking. Are you having fun with this? Because I know you kind of had some trouble writing. Again, is this something you feel like you can put all your creative efforts into?
I mean, I'm not putting all my creative efforts into it, but it's good. Like, it's good to like write something just for fun. That's not the Tokusatsu article is for fun too, but like not having to worry about it being published anywhere, except for mentioned on this podcast. Detail.
I mean, this could be.
But yeah, it's also a way to like get me to play more JRPGs.
Don't you, in general, already play a lot of JRPGs?
Not a lot. Like, you play a lot more.
Probably it's
the most I've played. Like, look, okay, Pokemon, a lot of Pokemon, Digimon, Digimon World Dusk, and the Cyber Sleuth games, Persona 4 and 5, Final Fantasy 7 Remake.
I mean, those are pretty good JRPGs.
That's the stuff I finished. Oh, Dragon Quest 11, of course, and Dragon Quest 5.
I mean, they're still JRPGs.
But like, I can't think of that many JRPGs that I finished, and I'm like, I need to try more of them, and I have plenty on my backlog already, and I'm just adding more to my backlog with this, but whatever. Half of these were already on my backlog anyway.
I mean, I'm super interested to see how this turns out.
So am I, because I have no idea.
Just start.
I just like my main mechanic idea. I think is really cool. But I'm trying to think of not Soul Eater. There's another anime that's kind of like there are things about robot animals turning into weapons.
Turning into weapons. Well, you have Transformers. You have Beast Wars.
Okay, maybe that's some of the inspiration too. I did play that Transformers game lately and been watching Transformers in review and some other Transformers stuff. And then I found out that Gridman, a lot of designs in Gridman are actually inspired by Transformers.
I mean,
there's one that looks from a short that looks exactly like Optimus Prime.
I mean, there's a lot of cross-pollination in that area. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm super interested to see how it turns out, man.
But yeah, like the main thing is watching like space piratey stuff like Captain Harlock and Outlaw Star, and then watching Zoids, and then playing those sci-fi JRPGs.
Okay. Well, keep us posted. This could be.
Yeah, we'll see. It's hard. It's hard to balance new games.
No, I get that. Sometimes. But I mean,
especially when you don't play a game for a while, and then you're like, okay, I'll play this again, and you pick it up and completely forget how to play it.
You could do the Kurt Hamilton route of only one game at a time.
See, I try to do that, but it always ends up being like two.
I mean, take enough breaks in between. I mean, video games shouldn't be the only thing you're doing. Otherwise, your diet will be.
Oh, don't worry, I'm watching plenty of TV.
Go outside, breathe, talk to people, read books.
Yeah.
Talk to people. I mean, if you want to write dialogue, you're gonna have to talk to people.
Yeah, no, I talked to some of my friends about this before, talking about it on here, and they were like, "Oh yeah, make sure to like," because one of my friends likes to write little short sci-fi stories, so he's like, "Yeah, I'd like to see how that progresses." And I'm like, yeah, okay. Like they might help with that. I mean,
at some point. You don't have to write it all by yourself. You can get it. You can like.
No, I know. I'll probably send it to you too. We'll get a whole staff on this. We'll have the best indie sci-fi JRPG inspired RPG the world has ever seen.
I mean, it's just good to have ambitions. Yeah.
I ain't no game maker. I'm just a writer.
We all start somewhere.
I'm just a journalist. I'm not a PR yet. Or you know how people go from writing to PR and then to developer.
That's a dream, isn't it?
Although that was never like a goal for me, being a dev or anything. This is again just for fun. It's not
fun. Like things can have great results.
It's also I've also read a lot of times that like you can't really understand video games until you play one yourself.
I mean,
so that's also the inspiration for getting RPG.
I had the same thing when I made my short film, because I always talk a big game about this movie sucks, or this movie could be better, or this and that, and you don't get the grueling nature of film production unless you're actually in it, and unless you have a concept of all the hours and all the blood, sweat, and tears that goes into it. And I have friends in film production, and from the stories they've told, you have a very good grasp of how unforgiving it can be, and it led to me having a lot more sympathy, a lot more understanding for what writers, actors go through. Don't look it up because it's terrible.
And if I were to look this up on YouTube, just so I don't find it, I don't find it.
I dare you. You'll never find it.
It's okay. There used to be a video of me singing on YouTube.
I mean, worse things have happened.
Oh, it was bad. And my room was a complete mess, because that was back when junior year of high school, when my room was such a mess that you couldn't see the floor. Yeah, I don't do stuff like that now. Yeah. I don't have anything else about this game.
I mean, keep us posted.
Yeah, its working title is Galaxy Stories, just because I wanted a really generic title for a working title.
It also works with the Sky Pirate or Space Pirate anime.
I was also going to make a neutral character who has like a little elephant shrew. I don't know what weapon he turns into yet, but he's just a weird little annoying guy who pops up every so often.
Like a Nopon from Xenoblade Chronicles. or the Moogle. I feel like
I thought he was part of your
the
party.
Nopon is usually part of your party, but you also have Nopons that pop in every now and then.
Just randomly.
I don't know who thinks they're cute, but I sure don't.
This is just one guy.
They look okay, but at a certain point, they become kind of grating, and the less you see of a Nopon, the better.
I mean, Tails has all those weird. They're all different little.
It depends on which Tails game. Some have cats, some have.
Berseria has the weird thing.
You have that.
And then Abyss. No, was it Abyss has the little blue.
Yeah, it varies from game to game. But that's just a mascot that pops in every now and then. But the Nopons are pretty much in your face.
Okay, they look a little.
Yeah,
they look a little.
The longer you stare at them, the weirder they look.
They're not terrible.
Keep telling yourself that.
Look, okay. I'm okay with weird things. Do you know? I'm okay with I keep saying people are like, oh, the Colonel Sanders dating sim, and I keep saying there should be a Toomgis dating sim. And if you don't know what Toomgis is, it's the AMPM mascot who's huge and made out of food.
That's not like too much.
And terrifying by some people's standards. I posted him in our Discord before. He has a cheese puff beard. I actually saw a commercial with him recently when I was watching YouTube. I'm like, oh, they're still using him, huh?
Yeah, so I think that's it for this week. Do you have anything else to add? Anything else you want
to... Yeah, I have one more thing to add. Look at the text chat real quick.
Wow, that looks very threatening. I never want to see that again. Ever.
Alright, I'm going to send it to you again.
I bet he is. I'm sure he is.
In all the commercials, in one commercial, he sees a guy, I think it's a commercial from Mexico or something, or just a Spanish commercial for AMPM. And each time the guy takes a sip of the drink, he plays a trumpet. And then when the guy starts sipping the drink, he goes and the guy starts dancing. It's wholesome.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but
he's made of junk
I'm
food.
happy you're happy.
I can send it to you. I don't know. Yeah. Toomgis is good. Make the Toomgis dating sim. The people who made the KFC dating sim. I'm gonna put Toomgis in my JRPG.
I mean, by all means.
As a party character. No, I'm not gonna do that. That's copyright infringement. Can't do that.
Okay.
We don't have any listener questions this week, and I thought we would because of the tweet I initially said, although that was today, so...
I mean, we'll be
fine. Play more games, watch anime. If you're in a country that's in lockdown, stay safe. If you're in the U.S., I'm sorry. I'm in the U.S. too.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Yeah. Yeah, play things. I will update. Well, I don't know if that's going to be a new section. Should that be a new section?
I was...
it would be every
I was angling for it, kind of nudging you in that direction. Like, hey, how's the game development going? Could be a good thing. Yeah.
Although, sometimes it'll be oh, I haven't worked on it, or oh, I just finished. Oh yeah, it would be an update on oh, I just finished this TV show or this game or this. Well, that would be what we've been playing, but it would be oh, I just finished this TV show.
I mean, since you're going to be doing something, I might as well start a new writing project because I'm.
Do it.
I mean, I'm done.
You should make a fantasy game.
I don't know it's going to be a game, but I definitely want to do a narrative project. But with my full-time job and the site and everything else, I might not have time.
Always just do it on the side. It's like, because the thing the way I see it is like, I don't have a time limit for this as far as I know. Like, I'm not under a deadline for this thing. This is just an idea I had, and I was like, oh, this would be cool, and I should watch this to like use it for inspiration. And I wanted to watch a lot of this stuff for fun anyway, because it would have ended up being inspired by this stuff.
I mean,
anyway,
I don't typically go that long into a project. Usually a day or two, and then I'm done. So.
Oh wow, yeah, I can't. If I'm writing a big thing like this, yeah, it takes a while. You know how long my freaking wonderful one, some of my articles take, because I want it to be not perfect, but I want to have like all the right information. I want to have. Actually, I checked my Tokusatsu thing. I actually need to update it because I actually was missing like two really small things. But yeah, so we will hopefully have a guest next week.
We'll see. All in due time, man. All in due time.
Yeah.
I guess that has been it for us this week. If you want to keep up with the podcast with our socials, you can find the links below in the description. This has been the In From Japan podcast, episode 21, I think. This has been Erroll.
Our podcast is old enough
to
drink in
Jason.
the US.
We're signing off, and we'll see you very soon.
Yep.